So the second part of 5.2 is to factor completely. Okay, when we want to factor it completely, there's some requisites here. It needs to be written as a product of factors that are non-factorable over the integers. Okay, so we have some steps when we want to do this. Non-factorable over the integers just mean that we can't factor it with like x and we got positive and negative whole numbers. We could factor things with fractions. We don't want to do that. Okay, so our first step is we want to check GCF. Is there a GCF? If there is, you pull it out. Second step you want to ask is how many terms? Okay, you could have 2, you could have 3, or you could have 4. And you do different things if you worry about 2. 2, okay, 2 terms. 2 terms we will see later. Okay, so we won't talk about 2 terms right now. There are some things we can do with 2 terms, but not right now. 3 terms, your first instinct should be to reverse FOIL. And with 4 terms, you should think grouping, factor by grouping. All right, so that's what we're working on right now. So let's look at some examples that go with that. All right, first example 1. We have 4y cubed minus 4y squared minus 24y. So do I have a GCF? First thing I check for, do I have a GCF? In this case, I do have a GCF. GCF for this one is equal to 4y. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull out the 4y. If I pull out a 4y, I'm left with y squared minus y minus 6. No, yeah. Okay, now I'm looking at this piece right here. I have 3 terms. 3 terms means I need to reverse FOIL. Okay, so when we're reverse FOILing here, we've got what? We've got b is equal to -1, c is equal to -6. So factors of -6 that add to -1 are -3 and +2. So I can take that next step where I had the 4y and I can break it up into my 2 binomial factors. Okay, my 2 binomial factors being y minus 3, y plus 2, and now that right there is factored completely. Okay, let's look at another one. Alright, so on the next one, it's going to be x squared plus 12xy plus 20y squared. So we want to check, is there a GCF? In this case, the answer is no. So I've got 3 terms. So what do I do when I have 3 terms? I do reverse FOIL. Okay, so this is a little bit different because we've got x's and y's. Okay, so what I do know is that when I do reverse FOIL, I'm going to have an x because x times x gives me x squared, and I'm going to have a y, my last term, because y times y gives me y squared. I'm going to come over here, and I know that b is equal to 12, c is equal to 20. Factors of 20 that add to 12 are 10 and 2. So I have plus 10y plus 2y. That's my answer. Those are equal to each other. All right, another example. Another example is 15 minus 2x minus x squared. So, as usual, I come over here and I check, is there a GCF? Well, in this case, I'm going to consider the GCF to be equal to negative 1. So I'm going to pull the negative 1 out. If I pull the negative 1 out, I get a negative 1, and then every sign changes, and I change the order to get x squared in front. Now I come over here and I'm looking to reverse FOIL because I have 3 terms. So again, I have that negative 1, and I want to reverse FOIL that by looking at factors of C that add to B. Okay, so over here, I want factors of negative 15 that add to positive 2. So when I do this, I can just plug those in. X plus 5, x minus 3. And that equals my original equation. Okay, again, this is where we'd normally do the U-try. So I'm going to write them down. You take a second to try them, then pause. Okay, or pause this after you write them down. So the first one for U-try is negative 2x cubed plus 14x minus 12x. And the second one is 3x squared minus 9xy minus 12y squared. Okay, so pause it right here. And then after you've tried both of them, come back and take a look at it. Okay, I'm going to start working them now. Alright, so I have a GCF here. It's x. I'm going to pull out a negative 2 also. When I do that, I'm left with x squared minus, this is 14x squared, negative 2x minus 7x plus 6, and then I want factors of negative 6, factors of positive 6 that add to negative 7. So if I factor positive 6 to give me negative 7 is negative 1 and a negative 6. So I can come over here and I do minus 1 minus 6. That is my answer. I have factors that are non-factorable over the primes, or over the integers. Okay, if I look at this one over here, second one, my GCF is 3. So pull it out, I'm left with x squared minus 3xy minus 4y squared. And then I have a 3. Alright, and I know I'm going to have an x and an x, a y and a y, and I know factors of negative 4 that add to negative 3, positive 4, and negative 1. So I fill those in as plus 4y minus 1y. And that's it for that. Okay, so that's the end of Chapter 5, Section 2.